I don't really look at it as business. It's still being an artist. The difference between being a producer and being an artist is that as the artist, you're going out. And when you're the producer, you're going in. A producer is receiving the person that you're producing and letting it kind of saturate you. I'm not really a business person. I'm pretty good at organizing projects, like one at a time, but I'm not a great deal maker or anything like that. And the idea of the logic of producing, I do like. And I like the beginning and a middle and an end, the preparation, the concept, the strategy, the budget, and then the actual production itself, and then the finishing and polishing it off, mixing and all that. So what happened was I started to appreciate a lot of music that I couldn't sing. Salsa, African music, that kind of thing. That was a lot of it. And one day I just decided I'm going to be a record producer. I'm going to be one of the few women record producers. And I made business cards, and that was it. That proved it, right? And the first artist I ever produced was myself. But then through a series of interesting circumstances, the second artist I ever produced was Odetta. And that was through contacts that I had. I had gone to France to Midem, and there I had met a German fellow, a lawyer, who really loved a lot of my ideas and for many years financially supported them. And in many ways, he provided the business side. He did the contracts, okay, and provided the funding, and what was so beautiful, never tried to abridge on my ideas creatively. So he funded that Odetta record. And that was the beginning. And then it led to, first it was blues. I discovered these two guys on Times Square playing outside. They were called Satan and Adam, an old black guy and a young white guy. There's a whole film now on Netflix called Satan and Adam, which is a great documentary about them. And then I started to become very interested in Latin music. Part of it was because the studio I was using a lot in New York for like mixing Odetta and other things. It's called Sound Ideas, and that was where they were doing Fania, Willie Colon, Ruben Blades, Juan Luis Guerra, and I would be like a fly on the wall. The engineer there, John Fausti, he was my mentor as a producer. He's one of those people that just couldn't help himself. He just was constantly teaching. He was constantly showing you what he's doing, like how he would get certain effects, how he would do it. And I just went to all these Latin sessions and in the corner. And I also kind of liked that they were crazy. There was a lot of drama. So through a combination of my German patron, Helge Sassa is his name, he later on became CEO of the biggest film company in Germany. And a woman named Vera Brandes, she's the one who discovered Andreas Vollenweider and Keith Jarrett, produced Keith Jarrett in Cologne. She had signed Eddie Palmieri, and I brought my engineer to the project, and I ended up, through a series of circumstances, producing Eddie Palmieri. But I was still learning about salsa and its structure, and I came to really feel that this kind of music, which started in Cuba as son, and then became mambo, and then came to New York and became salsa, but this particular form I felt was perfect music. It's perfectly balanced rhythm, harmony, and rhythm and percussion and melody. It's got passionate lyrics. It's got edge like rock and roll, and it's got that combination of African call and response and rhythm with the elegance of European Spanish melody. So I started to really love that form, and that led to many trips to Cuba, initially sponsored by this German company, and it also led to working with American or Latin artists, such as producing an album with Yono Toro, who's one of the original Fania artists.